talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Got a very special guest making his return to the show. It is my man, Jayden Curley. How we doing, brother?
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's always a pleasure running into you. You know, I saw you out in Plymouth in July. So it's nice seeing you then. Unfortunately, you weren't fighting. You know, we'll get into that in a little bit, but it was good to see you nonetheless, man. Always a pleasure.
You too, boss. Always good to see you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. You are fighting at Cage Titan 61. We'll get into the fight announcement in a little bit. But let's talk about that one that we just mentioned a little bit. Cage Titan 60, July 22nd. You're supposed to fight Stephen Hill. Fight ended up getting scrapped. What kind of happened there? What's the story behind that? And then on top of that, were there any other opponents trying to slide in there? Were they trying to find you anybody else? Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but was there anybody that was trying to slide in?
Well, I don't know. I don't have any names. I don't know if like who it was, but there were some guys that were trying to step in and take the spot. I think there might have been a spot at like 175, and I think Mike tried 180, but nobody really, bit down on the offer. And there's a bunch of rumors about what was going on with Steve Hill, so I don't really want to, say anything specific, but basically it just didn't work out for him. And therefore it didn't work out for me. It was about 2 weeks out from the fight that I found out, so that was unfortunate. I gave a lot of stuff up this summer. I quit my job. I was supposed to go to California. That didn't work out. JoJo's there right now, which I'm glad he's getting some good work in with all those guys out there right now. But I was supposed to go out there too with him earlier, but it didn't work out for either of us. And, it was just kind of a lot of, downfall. But, you just got to take it as it comes and just keep moving, man. It's all learning experience.
For sure, man. Got to keep rolling with the punches, just take everything one day at a time. You can't really be worried about planning too many things out too far in advance because everything can change on a dime like you've experienced so far this summer. It's unfortunate we didn't get to see you in there, man, but we are going to see you back in there at the end of September, finish off the summer off right, get in there, improve to 2-0 and, make a mark in there for sure. Let's talk about your training camp a little bit, man. I know you're over there at BTT Taunton full time. Since your last fight kind of fell through, have you just kind of been in a continuous fight camp at this point?
Yeah, man. I mean, I took like a few days off, maybe like around 5 days to a week. Afterwards, just kind of let my body relax. But, after the fight went on in Plymouth, I was right back to it. And right now I've even been going to Conor Matthews' place over in Mattapoisett. I've been going over to Iron Faith Wrestling over in Bristol. I've just been trying to, get looks everywhere that I can. But nothing's really changed that much other than trying to go other places, get other looks. I mean, BTT will always be my home gym, but nothing hurts like going out and getting other looks.
Exactly, man. I've seen you in those group pics over there at Connor's mom's basement. It's nice to see more and more people kind of going out that way because it seems like Connor gets a good group of guys and girls over there all the time to get good work in. How has it been the experience-wise for you, going over there and mixing it up with some new bodies?
Oh, it's great, dude. I mean, like it's similar vibe to BTT with like the grind that they're on. They just love going round after round after round. We do the same thing over at BTT. And, that's one thing I love. They do a lot of no-gi. That's what I like to do a lot, as well. I mean, being a wrestler and all and doing the MMA. But, and a lot of those guys out there, Conor Matthews, spoiler, he's going to be in my corner for this fight.
Nice.
My guy. He's been helping me out a lot with my striking. Like all those guys over at Conor Matthews' place, they all have a common goal, which is just to get better, just like all the guys at BTT. So I'm there to stick around for that.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of what Connor's putting together over there. Every time a picture goes up, it seems like more and more guys are showing up, new bodies. It kind of started off, it's kind of like a sublet to like Lozon's because there's a lot of the Lozon's guys that kept going over there. But it seems like more and more there's just new people coming in. I've seen you over there. Shameless Don Shanis is over there. I've seen Brody get in there before, his last fight in July. So it just seems like everybody's kind of, catching wind onto how great that spot is over there. And I'm always a fan of seeing who pops in over in that spot, man. It is such like an unofficial like spot to show up and train, but the work that goes in there is like some of the most official work that you can get for sure.
Yeah, it's no joke over there. I mean, it might be like a basement gym, but it's no joke. That is like a
Yeah.
gym. They've got some equipment like some legit gyms do.
Hell yeah, man. I love to see it. You already talked about it. Conor Matthews is going to be in your corner. Who else will we see in your corner at Cage Titan 61?
I'm gonna have Tyler in my corner like usual, and Jair. Jair's gonna be able to make it. He almost couldn't make it when I almost fought last time, but he is gonna be able to make it to this one, so I'm glad. So it's gonna be Tyler, Jair, and Conor Matthews. JoJo's gonna be fighting. I would love to have JoJo in my corner, but he's got a big fight to focus on later in the night.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I know last time when you're in your debut fight, JoJo also fought that night, but I saw him come down with the wrist wraps on and everything, and he was just yelling at you from outside the cage. I thought that was wicked cool. That even though he was preparing for, I think it was Trevor Goody at the time, he was
Yeah.
trying to go, he's trying to get his champ. He still made the time to come down from the training room and yell at you a little bit from the sidelines.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always appreciate, JoJo loves, he's hard on me, but it's because, he expects a lot out of me, and I appreciate that. I look up to a guy like that a lot. So for him to expect a lot out of me, means a lot to me.
For sure, man. All right, let's get into it. Cage Titan 61. I haven't seen a fight announcement for this fight yet, so I'm going to leave it up to you, man. Who are you going to be taking on at Cage Titan 61?
Actually, they did announce it on the Caged In podcast, not Caged In, the Table Titans podcast a
Oh
couple
yeah.
weeks ago. But I'm gonna be fighting Tim Melvin out of Broadway, BJJ. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
He's 2-0, 2 KOs, I believe. So it'll be interesting, fun one.
Yeah, man, for sure. I've seen Tim fight a couple times at Cage Titans. He is 2-0. How do you feel about the matchup overall for you?
Um, I honestly think it's a good matchup for me. He's a heavy striker. I'm pretty sure one of his fights, his first one went to the ground a little bit, and I've heard that he does have some slick BJJ, but I think I'm just going to be faster, stronger, tougher, and get to the finish way quicker. Just be belligerent, just go after him.
There you go. I know when you look at Tim on paper, he's a big, tall guy, heavy hands. Both of his fights have been finished, knockout, TKO. Do you feel like you have the game plan set in stone to, go out there and make this your fight and end up being this guy?
Yeah, these are definitely things I'm taking into consideration in this camp, and we're fighting. We're training for our Tim Melvin, so I got some things up my sleeve that I've been watching my film and working on.
There you go, man. I love to hear that. Where do you feel like you have the advantage in this fight overall? Obviously, you have the wrestling pedigree. Do you feel like that's going to pay big dividends for you in September?
Yeah, I mean, since he has I've heard he has slick BJJ. I know. I mean, obviously he has 2 KO finishes, so he has good hands. So I get to decide where the fight goes, I guess, with my wrestling. So if I'm not feeling so hot on my feet, I'll just put it to the ground. And if I feel some pressure, if I feel like I'm in a dangerous position, I'm just gonna get out of it and get back up on the feet. And then from there, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the job done. But I'm pretty confident that whether we're on the feet or on the floor, my endurance will get me through it.
There you go, man. I love that. Uh, you know, when the first round starts, you and Tim come out, meet in the center of the ring. How do you feel like you're going to be able to dictate the pace from the opening bell?
I mean, obviously threatening my wrestling. I know that he's definitely going to be watching out for it after all these clips and stuff of the wrestling. And I'm just like I'm going to be watching out for his striking. There's a lot of clips of him out there striking, so he's probably going to try. He's probably been training against my wrestling just like I've been training against his striking. So I'm just going to have to find a way to push and fit in my wrestling without like showing that it's coming. I guess like basically just doing the unexpected.
For sure, man. And, my favorite question I always like to ask, what can the people at the Plymouth Memorial Hall expect from the return? We're finally getting it, man. The return of Jayden Curley. What can the people in the building expect on September 23rd?
I said it last time, and we didn't end up having a fight, but just violence, man. That's what I'm pursuing every fight. I just want to get in there and fight, man. That's all I care about. I just want to scrap.
Hell yeah,
That's
man.
all I care about.
I know you are a collegiate wrestler over there at Roger Williams University. Is it, and then you got to, do the whole school thing, get back to school, get back to that grind. So is this possibly the last time that we could see you until, the school year wraps up in the spring?
I don't know. I don't want to make any promises yet, or say, hey, I don't really know. I don't know about that yet.
Hmm.
All I know is, this is my last year of school, so no matter what happens after this, I'm diving headfirst into the MMA game. So I'll be done with wrestling, and I love it a lot, but this is something that I'm definitely trying to pursue long term.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm glad that I'll have this.
Definitely, man. Definitely. All right, man. Before I get you out of here, I just want to catch up with you a little bit, put the MMA talk aside a little bit. How's the summer been for you? We're wrapping up the end of the summer, getting into the fall. How was your summer, man? Any highlights?
Oh man, I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I just been training so much. At the beginning of the summer, me and my wrestling team did go to the UK for a trip, like with all my boys. I'll say that was like the best trip of my life,
Hell
probably.
yeah. I seen that on Instagram, man. That shit looked like a blast.
Yeah, dude, it was just 10 days straight, like I'll never go on a trip like that again. Like 30 of my best friends, 10 days straight in a different country. First time leaving the country, it was crazy.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Like I said, the fall is coming up. That means you're going back to school. That means you're getting back into the wrestling grind.
Yeah.
What's kind of the goals for you and the boys for this season, man?
Um, me and a lot of my friends, even some of the kids that I live with right now, we just want to make it to nationals. I mean, I placed in the region last year. A lot of them have placed in the region, but we just want to make it to the national level, be able to test our metal out there, man. Like I've only had the chance to wrestle nationally a few times, and to be able to do it one last time would be a blessing. So
For sure, man. Best of luck to you and the guys over there this season, man. I'll be keeping tabs for you and all your work that you're doing, on the social medias. You're very good at, keeping people up to date with what's going on with you. So I appreciate that as a fan from the outside. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Jayden. Best of luck in September. Go get that W, get that 2-0. This is a highly anticipated match, man. I think a lot of people have this one kind of circled on their fight cards as, one to make sure they're in their seats for, because I think this is going to be a banger for sure.
yeah, man. I mean, I'll try to make sure that it is, I guess, man. I guess.
Man, you just gotta, take what comes to you, man, and just go out there and fight your fight. No need for any of the outside noise to get to you. Go out
Yes,
there and
sir.
do what you do, man. That's all you can do.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, Jayden. I'll be sure to talk to you soon, man. Keep me updated on anything you need from me. Before I get you out of here, do you want to say anything to the people? Leave them with your social media handles where they can find you at, and maybe shout out some of your sponsors if you have any.
All my social media handles are just my first and last name, Jayden Curley. Shout out to you, Chris. Thank you again for having me on here. You're the
Of
man.
course, appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to BTT, Mom's Basement, all my sponsors, all my friends and family. Just, been here with me since I started, since the last fight. All those guys. Appreciate all of you.
Yes, sir. Show off the shirt one time before we get you out of here, brother.
Yes, sir. KJ,
Let's
babe.
go. All right, Jayden. I'll talk to you soon, man. I'll see you in September.
Appreciate you, man. I'll see
Got
you.
down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.